Ooh. Maybe I shouldn't be paying attention to if I hit the record button or not, and pay attention to walking. But he's still hanging right there. It was super hot today, and yeah, we walked all the way down. Now we're almost all the way back up. Hung out down there for a minute, let him eat some grass. Thought he'd get a drink at the pond just because it's so dang hot, but yeah, no, apparently everybody says, oh man, goats really don't need to drink that much. Well, man, he hardly drinks anything from what I've seen. I had water troughs by him and took him to water, had him by the dog's water. He just doesn't seem to care. So I know the lighting's kind of funky, but hey, we're walking through all this thick brush. My trail's kind of overgrown, so we're getting weird sun at my back and weird lighting issues and in the shadows. So is what it is. We're worried about that guy right there, and I ain't that worried as of right now. So anyways, yeah, we're back up to the house. I'll just show this off real quick. He's got a big old knot wrapped around crap, but that's what we've got. So I just took these pallets, put them together. He can fit in there laying down. Obviously that's not a long-term solution. Sorry, mosquitoes just got really bad. But for where where I'm moving him around all over, that's easy to move. I just got a 35-inch tire off the wife's old Jeep, this dog cable, mineral bucket full of water, and he's actually somehow managed to wrap himself in a figure 8 around this and pull it tight. So I'll untangle that. He wasn't tangled up this morning, but he's got willows, there's grass, there's alfalfa all over the property, just scattered. This like oak brush, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know what this is. I think it's some sort of like oak brush. Yeah, he just runs around, eats whatever he wants. Here's my elk target. He's knocked the horns off twice. I think he's fighting it. And when I got home, he'd actually somehow got its butt lifted off the rebar and spun all the way this way, so my elk was facing the wrong way. It took me a second to even figure out what the heck he'd done, but he's just over here eating. That's the window we kept headbutting. I actually had to put pallets over that when I had him tied up over here. Like I said, I've moved him around. It's hard to see. Zoom in a little, see if we can see it better. There's a zip line right there. It's a zip line or a dog run, whatever you want to call it. Kids call it a zip line. It's, you know, got a dog run set up to it, but I've put him on that, let him run around on that. Yeah, so kind of where we stand right now with the setup. I figured I'd show this real quick. So this used to be the chicken coop. This bottom piece is all built up. It's actually open underneath. There's a ramp that goes up into this. This is like a real legit nice full-blown shed. Originally we thought we were going to use it for the kids, for a play place. There's just too much chicken crap in there for me to want to clean that and let my kids play in there. Yeah, so it turned into a dog house. So my dog can stay in here, but they had T-posts and chicken wire, and it was short chicken wire because they'd actually ran, don't know if you can see it there as good, but they'd ran rocks. They'd rolled the bottom edge of the chicken wire and laid rocks all the way across, which is a good idea to keep predators out of there. I mean, it helps, but what it does cause is a short fence. Sorry, a mosquito was chewing on my shoulder. I could feel it. Causes your fence to be short, and the fence was just not built very tight. It was very loose. My dog found out that put a paw or two up high and it would fold down pretty far, and then she could clear it. It is closer to the road, which was something that sketched me out when the dog could get out. Was I was like, man, she's super close to the road when she jumps out here, the main road. So as you can see, it now has 6-foot chain link in a really small section. I mean, it's probably bigger than your standard like dog kennel chain link thing you buy at like Tractor Supply. It's probably bigger than that. What I used to have 2 of those connected together off of a wood fence. So one whole side was a wood fence, and then there was 2 of those big dog run chain link setups. So it was huge, right? Like, my dogs have been in kennels, and they were huge kennels. And so this is small compared to what it used to be, but it's still bigger than most people put their dogs in. And it's got, like I said, big huge cover. There's the door to go in, but where it used to go, and I don't know how well we're going to be able to see it here, so let me just flip the camera around. So it used to come off right here, hit that post. There's a bunch of little chicken wire I haven't finished removing, and then it ran clear out underneath this tree here, not this big giant one, but this Russian olive. You can see the T-posts start coming across, and then they go behind these Russian olives, and then they come back across from that shed. So I've cut it down super small, so I could keep the dog in there. Let me flip this back around, but I've cut it down super small so I could keep the dog in there. He just tried to headbutt her while I'm ripping out all this other fence. Like I said, they put all that rock along the bottom, and it has been that way for a long time. So I'm having to like cut trees out of the fence. Lots of dirt and weeds and grass has grown up through it. So it's a pain in the ass to get all this fence ripped out right now. But what I'm planning on doing is redoing all of this fencing down here with goat panels. And I'm going to start, I want to have a corner piece over here right along the cement. I'm going to start there, run it until it attaches back into my chain link, and then I'll run a piece across the backside, run it back, get it ready to tie back in this chain link, rip this chain link back out, and then just goat panel it all in. Gonna do it a couple panels at a time. I've got plenty of T-posts. I don't have a lot of goat panels. Well, I have old, like, rolled aluminum goat panels, like the little short ones that they used for yeah, like mini goats. And oh, sorry, camera's kind of high. But yeah, it's those little short rolled, like, it looks like horse gates but short. Anyways, that's not going to keep him in, especially when he gets bigger. But yeah, the plan is get all this fenced in with goat panels. I'm gonna just keep the dog in here when I need to with the goats. Thought on that, she gets along with the goats. She doesn't really pester them, but hopefully she'll be able to keep anything from pestering the goats, and we'll just see how that works out. Might be I keep the chain link and put a gate in so they can go in and out if I want, but I can separate them if I want, build them a new shelter. I build the goats a different shelter. I don't know exactly yet, because the one thing is the chicken coop, the old chicken coop would work great for the mini goats, and I think my big goats will be able to still get into the bottom of there. They're not going to be able to get up to the top, which maybe the mini goats can, but it's a pretty small hole, a pretty tight ramp angle. Even the dog has trouble fitting through there sometimes. Point being, still have to work that out, but I just kind of wanted to show off what my plan is for the goat over here. And then the transportation thing, since we're just kind of on a goat tangent tonight, just come over here and talk about the trucks. So I've done a bunch of videos of my truck. It is a power wagon, so I've got front and rear lockers. It's got 37s on it, on factory suspension for the most part. But I've got the soft topper. The problem I've got is, no dog, no, stay out. Dog's gonna jump in. She loves getting in the truck. I've got the deck system. So there she goes. So that deck system is pretty dang tall. Works great for the dog. She bells right in there. I still have all of my gear in there. The top keeps the rain off, or I can pop the windows off super easy if it's super hot to give her ventilation. It's a great system for the dog. I measured from the top of the decked system to the bottom of my soft topper, and right now my goat's horns are the same height. So his horns would be rubbing on the bottom of the soft topper. Now, I could get rid of the decked system, and that would give me a lot more space, but there's still a little bit of a concern. They would mess up my soft top, right? Put holes in it. This soft top will fold down super easy. You can just undo the windows and the corners, and it'll actually fold down super easy. And then you can actually pull 4 pins, and the whole assembly pulls out. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm torn. We are gonna get horses again, so I'm really tempted to just get a horse trailer, since we will be getting horses again. But man, everything horse related is crazy priced right now. Like trailers similar to my last trailer that I sold 2 years ago, like 2 to 3 times the price of what I freaking sold it for and bought it for. I sold it loaded with hay. I had a guy that wanted to buy hay, didn't really have a way to haul it, was asking if I knew anyone selling trailers, and I was like, well, I'm actually going to sell my horse trailer. And so he made me a deal. If I'd fill it full of hay, he'd buy the trailer and the hay, and we did that, and completely loaded with hay. I still sold my trailer for less than most people are selling similar trailers for. So I'm debating on going and getting a stock rack, pulling the soft top, just pull the 4 pins, drop the stock rack in there, and then just have sides and a front built on there to help keep the wind off of him. I don't know, we'll see. I can find stock racks for like $100 right now. They're just really far away. I'm going to post in my local classifieds, see if anyone has one they're not using, because you know, lots of old cowboys used to have them, and they probably are just laying in their freaking pastures. I would like to try and get one and cut it in half on the front, so I could load one side at a time by myself, not need any help, not need any lift system, and then I'm going to cut it even with the cab so it doesn't overhang the cab, because I don't want it overhanging the cab, and I don't want it way taller than the cab. I'd like to keep it about the height of the cab. I don't think the goats would be able to get out of that. Again, that's an assumption, and sorry, my allergies are killing me this week, and man, they just hit me like a freight train right there. My eyes just started watering, and I started feeling like I was gonna sniffle, so I guess it's time to stop doing videos. And yeah, sorry, my eyes are watering, so I'm gonna shut this off.